You think it was a beautiful day to get the sun, but then you gotta deal with chemtrail bullshit. I live in chemtrail heaven. This is nothing but chemtrails this morning. Brought on by those. Seems to be just a harmless jet, right? Yeah. This jet is going opposite of the normal flight, because the normal flight here, see, Dallas is right over there. Yeah, I'm right there. So I get jets that leave Dallas here, and then jets that are coming in to Dallas over here. We don't ever get anything that are going like this. Jets have a normal path of flight. All planes do, unless you're just a local, you know, crop duster playing around or whatever. But yeah, chemtrails. This is all a person is going to get right now for your light codes, which is actually more perfect than you need. Because really, I got my light codes when it was down there at the bottom. All you need is to get your light codes. All you've got to do is be able to look at the sun and know that that is the sun. Make a visual, mental, that is the sun. And you see it. Your pupils have to be... They just told me to look at the counter, and I did it, and it was 1:30. Oh, now it's 1:44 again. It was 1:39, which is 111, and now it was 1:44. So this is totally like, oh, look at this. He's curving around now. Isn't that interesting? Oh, and there's three birds up there. So that's spirit. That's spirit guiding me right now to show you people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean I show you people. I mean show everybody. See how he's making that curve right there? That's not a normal jet. That is one that delivers chemtrails. That's what they've been doing all night, is getting ready for Friday the 13th, which is what today is, because they don't want people to have their, what? Light codes. Oh, okay, so you can see the other streak where he's getting ready to go down into that one, because that one already had streaked and is spreading. And now the other one is getting ready to go down into that one. Isn't that interesting? He made a total, like, curve. That's not, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a jet. That is a pilot of a chemtrail jet. See how he's going into that other one? Yeah, those aren't jets. They all make the streaks, and then they spread nanoparticles out to go into your brain to give you COVID, to give you whatever they want so they can make their money. This is, it's not the government, it is beyond the government. The people, the society that owns these have so much money they could buy the world, because they have been running the world since, that was before ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt, they were called the priests. They were the ancient priests in ancient Egypt. They were the ones that killed me as Nefertiti. Spent 3 days with me on a granite slab with my hands tied behind my back, my hair pulled up, and doing ancient curses over my spine for 3 days, milking cobras, male on the female side, female on the male side, milking cobras up and down my spine, because they knew that the life force energy, you see how that is not, look at, he goes clear back over there, and then he comes back over here, and then back, and then down behind my, yeah, that's an exposure of a chemtrail jet pilot right there. I have a friend that lives here in Granbury, Texas, that ran into a chemtrail pilot late at night, waiting for her red eye. Or it was either she missed a flight or she was waiting for a red eye. Anyway, she talked to him, and they were talking and having fun, and she's kind of a flirt, so, you know, you get tired. Anyway, he finally confessed to her that these people come up and offer these top pilots a lot of money. and contract with an island, a private island where all their family and everything goes. So you can see. Offer them a lot of money, contract, family goes to a private island, everything is paid for, best education, everything you could possibly imagine for a pilot. Dream come true. You sign the contract, you go to this island, and then they have you. If you ever talk about what you do, they will kill your family. There's no outside anything. It's all on the island. Nobody can get out once you're there. And once you're there, you have to fly. You have to do this. They don't want to do this. These pilots do not want to do this. But you know what? They have families, and they don't want their families killed. Their families don't know what they do. But they do, and they have to, there's spirit right there, the birds. They have to do it to survive. They don't want to spray poisons on people. They don't. He was breaking down and crying. He said if they ever knew that, he told her that they would kill him and his family. How sad is that, people? How sad is that? Did you know that light codes, the sun emits an energy every day for us? And if we don't do our light codes, what that means is when you meet the sun at the sunrise, and this is from not just ancient Egypt, but this is from the beginning, back in the Garden of Eden, in the Venusian times. Clear in the back, in the beginning, the Garden of Eden, that was the Venusian. When you met the sun visually, every morning at sunrise, when it would come over when it would come over wherever it was coming up over, your pupils had to be fully dilated to be able to get the full light codes within seconds. Because if you, like were me, I just seen it coming through the tree, and I have to visually make mental contact that is the sun. Because once you do, then since we live in a virtual reality, as I say, a placebo pill can cure disease because you think it can. So we live in a virtual reality, hence the law of attraction. Hence the universe is nothing but energy. We are co-creator beings with thousands. Do you know we have, what is it, around 72,000 nadis and chakras, 112 chakras, and our Bindu chakra is where our soft spot is as a baby. Everybody has that wrong. They think it's above our head, it's on our head. Why do you think the kippas were worn by the Jews? Because they were protecting their Bindu chakra. The light codes are so important to us. If you look at the sun, it takes 5 seconds to download all of your light codes, and you're done for the whole day. You will have mental clear thinking. You will know what you want to do for the day. You'll have purpose. You'll have drive. If you don't, you feel lost. You feel just lethargic. You feel like you don't know what you're doing. Those are light code activations. You can actually Google this up. Google this up. You can actually look this up. I looked down and they said, look down, look down. It was at 8:29. Of course, 8 is abundance, and of course 8 is August, and 8 is my birthday, and 29 goes to an 11. So 11 is my life path. And then you add 8 plus 11, there's 8, 9, 10. That's a brand new beginning. We have a brand new beginning. Light code activation can be done during the day, but you have to be outside pretty much all day because your pupils are fully dilated in. And as you can see, the chemtrails, we haven't had anything like this for a long time. I've been getting my light codes every morning beautifully, except for today. You know what today is, everybody? Today is Friday the 13th. I've always considered this my lucky day. This is ironic. And there's spirit. There's that bird. That's ironic because I know somebody who was crucified on this day, Friday the 13th. 33 AD. Friday the 13th has been an energy, with the spirituality people call it the portal, energy portal. It's an energy that's emitted out from the sun. That's all it is. The energy that comes from the sun, we call them sun flares. Okay, so if you look at the Schumann resonance and everything that's going on right now, you will understand what I'm talking about. This goes way deeper than you could ever imagine. I am what you call a spiritual stigmatic. I am not a religious stigmatic. I am here to teach people not. I am here to teach people how to truly understand how to co-create with the universal energies of what we have to deal with. So we are energy beings with chakras, with nadis and energy centers, and just, I mean, we are just a vibrating energy being. Look it up. It's amazing how our bodies work. But our bodies are so closed down. Why? Because of this. Because they know that you get your extra energy, your extra light codes. So there's an energy emitted by the sun today on Friday the 13th. And if you get it first thing in the morning, you get it, boom. And if you don't, you're working, you miss it, you're always inside, you don't get any sun, you're gonna just feel like poop. See, it's already getting too bright to see, but they've already masked everything with a cover. So everything that you're gonna get today anyway is going to be a very faint version of what you could have had. I had it first thing because I got it right before it even started. There was a thing right there. Just like, boom, there it was. And I knew what was going to happen. Just these little tiny things. Just these little tiny things are things that you can do every morning to improve your health. Go out and meet the sun every morning for a week and see how you feel. But then take notice, can you see the sun? Are there always clouds behind the sun when it first comes up? A lot of times there'll be like a strip of clouds, like about that high, right here, like gray clouds, because this is the strongest light. Hold that, because there is a government base down towards Fort Worth. Right down there, so that's where all the government is. And so they have, of course, the government weather. And so they will make that every morning to kind of cancel that out. So once it gets up there, it's too bright to look at, so you put your sunglasses on, you don't look at it, so you don't get your light codes. But if they can mask it in the first part of it, they're good. I know this because I was driving down from Idaho with my niece in 2018 in August. Through Utah, 9:30 at night, and I was driving my Dodge diesel, 6-horse trailer, fully loaded with all of my stuff, no horses, and I looked down at the screen where I had, you know, the navigation, and on the side of the screen it said New Area 51, and I was like, I told my niece, I was like, what the heck is that? New area, Area 51 is in New Mexico. And we're in Utah. The new Area 51? What the heck is that? And then it just disappeared. And then there was like a storm and a like lightning, looked like a lightning storm up above and in front of us. And so we stopped because we're just kind of like, we like to, that's just who we are. We like to stop and smell the roses. And I always like to take videos, and like I'm doing now. And so I always would do frame by frame and then get a picture of the lightning and take a, you know, screenshot of it, because I love taking pictures. Well, I did that after I videoed the storm that was off at a distance. And the storm never had any lightning, it just had light. And then when that would light up, you would see 3 funnel clouds, 3 tornadoes in the back. I was like, what the heck? I even posted it on Facebook. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then there was clear skies above our head with stars, beautiful out. And then like this circle of clouds around us, like a 50-mile radius. And then that big storm. I posted it all. It was probably about 10 minutes after I did that, I was driving and went into a spontaneous spiritual stigmatic awakening. I thought it was a regular spiritual awakening, but I mean, the book that I'm writing, I can't even hardly get all the experiences in. I've had so many experiences. Even the 2 weeks that I drove down and back experiences, I mean, literally this one time we were driving back through Utah on the way back and to go back to the horses. And I was driving and I had my right arm on the console My niece is sitting next to me. We're talking. I have my left arm on the steering wheel. I got a load full of horses, 6 horses. And all of a sudden I felt something like unravel around my wrist and like shoot up my arm to my elbow. And I jerked my hand up and I was like, ah, you know, like something, it felt like a snake unwrapped around, like unslithered around my wrist and shot up to my elbow. But there was nothing there. It was just energy. And I was like, what the heck? And she's like, what was that? I said, I don't know, but it just felt like something, slithered up and just disappeared. And then it was right after that, I felt something bite me in the back of the neck, or like the back of the vertebra, where your neck attaches to your shoulders. And I screamed, ouch, and I bent down, and I'm driving 65, and she's like, what the heck? And I'm like, I don't know, it feels like something bit me. And it was about an hour after that, I had to stop and let her drive. Nothing bit me, like physically. I found out, that was in 18, I found out when I was getting transvisions of my death as Nefertiti, that what that was an initiation for me back in 2018 to wake up, because the death of Nefertiti was done by the bites of cobras on the spine. And that first initial one, that one was the throat chakra. The first initial one that was done clear up in the top of the spine and the head at the top, because that was going to paralyze you first. Once you're paralyzed, then they can just milk those things and you don't even move. Of course, you don't last very long because they're so poisonous, but the thing is with when you die, you have, there's another sign of spirit. You have 3 days of life force energy that are still with the body, hence purgatory in the Bible. It's not purgatory. What it is after you die, you have 3 days of energy that you can visit anybody, see anybody, you can watch what happens to your body, you can do anything you want. And it's kind of like your purgatory because, you kind of see how you're treated. And the ancients knew this. What happens when you do this is when they kept you and kept doing the curses and the chants and the spells, and it was horrible. And they would do this for 3 days. Once the life force energy is getting ready to leave the body for good. Oh, the hummingbird. When it exits the body, it takes everything with it for the last 3 days. As a karmic suit, I guess you could call it. When you exit, how do I explain this? So let's play make-believe here. So say when you die, your soul exits the earth, and there's like an energetic, invisible like layer right here. And as you exit, your energetic suit is left right here, and then you exit to God. And then when you come back to reincarnate, you come back in. I guess you could probably call that the matrix. You come back through that, and you put on that energetic suit, and you come back in and get reincarnated. And like for me, I had so much karma from so many manifested deaths that even like when I committed suicide on one of my other lives as a queen, I had a male cobra bite my heart. Well, I have breast cancer over that area of my heart now. It's really interesting how God has shown me how much our past is so important to us now, because it has everything to do with how we're feeling. Because my other half that committed suicide with me, because we were getting ready to be captured, and we didn't want to be captured, and we were totally madly in love. We were twins. And so he took the female cobra and bit his heart. And so he has heart issues. Isn't that interesting? It's really interesting how our past controls our future unless we heal our past. See, right now I'm healing my breast cancer. I was made to wait until just as of late to really find the real cure for it. I had stuff that would kind of slow it down a little bit, but when I finally found the real cure for the cancer, it was just right in front of my face. And the thing is I'm really not really finding anything that it doesn't cure it, and it's all natural homeopathic, which is what the people that own the chemtrails don't want. Because when you finally start curing yourself homeopathically, you don't need the pharmaceutical drugs. We don't need the pharmaceutical drugs. And then all these nanoparticles that are going to fall throughout the day and keep the sun from showing its true colors so you can get your light codes. This is all just, people don't like to even think about this because it's too much for their heads to even comprehend that there's life beyond their nose. And I'm not trying to be rude to anybody. But this is all just, it's just part of life. And if you know how to live life, like with being able to heal your body, this what I'm doing, it's a natural substance. And it's so cheap. They can cure cancer in $5. They can take a little bit of this product, a little bit of MSM and a tiny bit of chemo and inject it into the tumor, whether it's cancerous or not, it doesn't matter. They don't have to do any more biopsies because biopsies spread cancer. Okay, so when you inject it one time and it puts it back to a natural state. I've done the research. They've done it. Of course, out of the country because, you know, the AMA that was formed in the 1800s, they were only formed by the companies that own the chemtrails to kick out the homeopathic doctors. Look it up. During the bubonic plague, the allopathic, aka the doctors, hospitals, had a 29% death rate during the bubonic plague. The homeopathic had a 1%. They were curing the bubonic plague by spraying essential oils in the streets. But the AMA, the doctors, do not want you to know that because they can't make money on stuff that you can just get everywhere. One shot could cure unless you, of course, let it go through your whole body. But even if you let it go through your whole body, and they're like saying that chemo through your veins is the only way, that's bullshit. Because all it does is poison your body and weaken it. So you weaken it some more, and then you give the cancer even more time to spread. And then they're like, oh, sorry, you just didn't get it this time. Maybe next time. That's the AMA. They don't care about you. You are just another number. I know this. I was given cancer to be able to experience this and write about it and expose it to the deepest core of everything. Having cancer is one of the biggest frauds that the AMA has ever created. And it's all mental. They keep you so... I have... As soon as I said I wanted to cure my cancer homeopathically, a doctor wouldn't even touch me. Not even to give me an ultrasound. Isn't that crazy? I went into the hospital to get an ultrasound finally because nobody would touch me because I wanted to see what it was doing because it felt like it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and nobody would touch me. And the hospitals, the emergency room would not even give me an ultrasound. They said, you need to talk to a doctor. They give me this doctor's name. This was 2 months ago and that doctor still has not made attempts to really try to call me. They were calling me once a week on a Friday, and when I call them back, they go back to a voicemail and they call the next Friday. And then it was 2 weeks. And then it was 3 weeks, and now they haven't called in like 3 weeks. So 2.5 months, I'm still trying to get to that doctor. Do you know what that does to cancer? Do you know what that does to a person? I am a highly functioning autistic woman with 100% Asperger's. I'm an effing genius. And I talk to God 24/7. I'm a spiritual stigmatic, which means I am stigmatic through energy. When I chose my God, I didn't choose Jesus, I chose God. When you choose to worship a man over God, that is an abomination to God. Therefore, what that means is when you worship anything but God, that is a restriction in your vibration. Or you can say, when you worship anything but God, you're never going to have a very good life because you're always going to feel empty, because you're always going to be searching for something. You're going to be searching to make yourself better, buy the better this, buy the better that, but you're never going to feel better because you're missing God, because you're finding it in other things. When you love money more than God, when you love your wife, when you love your husband, when you love your kids, when you love your animals, when you love anything more than God, that is an abomination, aka every restriction in your ascension, every restriction in your getting a better life. You have to get your guidance from God only. When I went after my awakening, I didn't know I was going to go this far and this deep. I thought we were just doing a quick little video, but I guess we are. I never know when Spirit's going to just take hold of this, aka God. I'm trying to switch because when I say spirit, everybody freaks out. Oh my God, what spirit are you talking to? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Well, there's so many spirits out there. There's good spirits, there's bad spirits. I'm like, oh, I forgot you're not as awoken as I am. All right, let's just say God. Because when I say spirit, I mean the angels, my guides, my ancestors, my grandmother, everybody that has unconditional love for me. ETs, and the Pleiadians help so much. You guys don't even know how much the Pleiadians help you. And you guys hate them. You guys hate ETs. You're so scared of ETs. It's just the government and all their stupid movies trying to keep you thinking. You know, did you know that we have contracts, not all of us, but some of us, when we incarnate, we have contracts with ETs. And these ETs, they pick you up, whether sometimes they'll pick you up and you will remember, and most of the time you won't. And it's not that, it is that they're doing studies, but it is not. They're not doing anything to harm you. A lot of times they will inject like vitamins type things, good medicine to get rid of the stuff that the government is doing to us, and with the everything, because these nanoparticles emit most of it's heavy metals, because heavy metals go straight to your brain and then they cause irritation. And guess what the 5G does? The new 5G they put up emits a vibrational frequency that your body doesn't like. And if you look at vibrational frequency, there's vibrational frequencies that your body loves, and there's vibrational frequencies that your body hates. And 5G gives you a frequency that your body hates. And when your body hates it, what does your brain do? It gets agitated. And if your brain is full of heavy metals, your brain gets agitated even more. And if you're in the cities, when you don't get any relief, no light codes, no reprieve from anything, you get people that are just going crazy. And this is what is happening. The more awoken that we can help everybody become, the better our society will just mellow out. People are begging for the answers, and I'm trying to help people get the answers. And it starts just with waking up and getting the sun every morning, hoping you can get the sun. See, even now, you still can't even see the sun. They're covering it. They're masking it because of today. I have been looking at these, my morning sun, probably for the last month, and I haven't had any issues. This is the first day they usually mask it at night, or not at night, during the days. And so that way when you get off work, you're getting the chemtrails. But this morning, they like to do it this morning because Friday the 13th. Because the sun is emitting a very powerful energy. And they have tried so hard to be able to get you to hate Friday the 13th. They crucified Jesus on Friday the 13th to taint that day. That didn't work on some. Black cats, what witches, every generation had something that they made Friday the 13th to be a bad vibration. Anything they could do to make Friday the 13th a bad vibration. It's kind of like 9/11. They used the Muslims like puppets to do the Twin Towers on 9/11, because that right there is another energy source from the sun right after Lionsgate. After Lionsgate, the energy of Lionsgate, which is 8/8, the next big one that you hit is 9/11. And of course, if you think of 9/11 as being a bad thing, which they're trying to do, then you can't get the full access to 9/11. So if you are into spirituality and you want to ascend and you've done your work for Lionsgate, then you need to understand that 9/11 is another energy portal, another energy source from the sun, another way to ascend. So think really good thoughts of love and vibration on 9/11 instead of tainting it with bad thoughts, because that's what they want. It's just like Friday the 13th, right after Lionsgate. You know, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to not do as much. Of course, it's Friday the 13th. You should go out and have fun. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and have fun. Sing some karaoke. Who cares? You know, If we sit in our houses all the time and wait for life to pass us by, life will pass us by, and guess what? We're going to die with nothing. Absolutely nothing. What you take is your experiences back with you to God. You are here on this earth to co-create with God because God needs your experiences. This is how we create a better universe. After we die, as the God collective, we get better, we get smarter. How do we get better and smarter? Through our experiences. That's why God says every one of you are so special. Every one of you is an individual. There is I am special, yes, and I bring I looked down at the thing, it said 30-30, that's awesome, at the counter. I have my own special abilities, yes. I can process all my past lives and bring all my past life amazing stuff into this past life to help give people information. Being a spiritual stigmatic, it has nothing to do with a religion. It has everything to do with energy. And understanding that, I understand why I understand I had to. Now I understand why this is the ADD dyslexic part of me. Now I understand, and I'm definitely okay with being Nikola Tesla, because Nikola Tesla was an energy freak, right? But the thing is he didn't even get credit for half the stuff that he did, and he never even got out anything that he wanted to get because he was so scared of everybody taking it away from him, because that's what you manifest, and he manifested his own death at the end, hoarding, and he was so miserable. I had to process, being stigmatic, you have to process all of your most intense, I guess, past lives when you're stigmatic, because the stigmatic cleansing is just cleansing of all your past lives, is all it is. And when you cleanse all of your most horrible past lives and deaths and everything that you've been through, and you clear all of that, then you are the most clearest, purest channel to the divine source energy there is, which is what I'm at right now. I've already been through my second stage, and I'm in my third stage and getting ready to merge back into society, which is amazing. I feel more alive than I ever have. I've figured out how to open up all the energy centers of the body and all the nadis and the chakras, and I've broken 99% of all of my fusions, and my spine is mobile like a baby now. And I was looking at neck and back surgery in 2017. The thing is, this product that and it's not that I've just found it, it's been around forever, but they hide it. The FDA hides it with so you still can't even see the sun. Isn't that crazy? This is all chemtrails. Oh, it's so sick. This stuff makes you sick too, because it just floats down and just adheres and goes, small enough it goes to the blood-brain barrier. But this stuff is a scavenger of free radicals. So anything that is not 100% to your body, it just disintegrates. And the ancient mudras that I have downloaded, I thought it was from my life as Nefertiti, but actually it goes back to my Venetian, because this is what we used to do in the Venetian days when we would do our morning sun worship. Because we knew that our karma came from the sun, because the sun flares takes 3 days to get to Earth. And then once it gets to Earth, then Earth gets its karma, which is the weather, and the animals get their karma, which is what they need, and then we all get our karma, which whatever it is we manifested, is it good or bad? So we have the 7 days of creation, because it takes full 7 days from the time that we put that thought out to get to the sun, to get back to Earth, to manifest. So that's what the Bible talks about, the 7 days of creation. See, when they what I'm going to call downloaded the Bible, when the men wrote the Bible, they were just a channel to God, is all they were. And their channel was as clean as they could make it. And so they had to put their, like the 7 days of creation in their words so that their people could understand it. Well, we are more evolved now than we were back then. So we can understand. So being a spiritual stigmatic, and I'm an energy being, I'm stigmatic through energy. Anything that has had energy on this planet or beyond, I can tap into. All the Deep Akash, everything. Like an alien, ETs, anything you want. If it has energy, I can tap into it. All I have to do is think about it, because we live in a virtual reality. Our minds control the universal energies. Energy is controlled by your mind. And our minds, once they're pure enough and more in line and in sync with our heart, and our chakras are all wide open and ready to vibrate and go, guess what? You are a man. Oh, look at the hummingbird. I was drinking on the sunflowers. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. I love it when I love it when nature just awesome, you know? This stuff is a scavenger of free radicals. They were using it last year to cure COVID. Guess what? The doctors have used it during stroke patients. When the patient is having a stroke, if they can get it in time, it'll stop a stroke in 90 seconds if they shoot it in your IV. It's all natural. You can put it on your toe and it'll work systemically and it'll heal your brain cancer. Isn't that amazing? I put it on my scalp every other day for like a scalp treatment. My scalp is so loose and pliable now. All my headaches and tension and my fusions are breaking up. It's disintegrating everything that's not normal to your body. So all the calcium deposits in my body are with these mudras. And when you do the mudras properly, you engage the Bindu chakra. And when you engage the Bindu chakra with the mudras, you get and capture the nectar of life in your throat. And when you do that, your whole body vibrates. And when your whole body vibrates during these mudras, which if you look on my YouTube, I named it Dao Xing, because my energy that I was tapping into is Lao Tzu. And Lao Tzu is the flow, the Tao. But I am teaching people how to raise their vibration up. So it is Dao Xing with a kick. Because when you add your body full of light and vibration and these mudras, it disintegrates. Like literally, the mudras will, if you have something out or something that is hurting, on the fourth catch of the nectar, even if it's like a fusion or if it's something, it literally breaks, releases, and you're just like in perfect I have never witnessed anything. It's taken me 3 years to perfect this, and I have finally perfected it, and I feel like I am probably 20 years younger. My wrinkles are going away. I never used to hardly wear any kind of sunscreen, and I was a horse trainer, and I was been on a horse since I was 3 years old out in the sun all day. And I literally, all of my crow's feet around my eyes are gone. Wrinkles on my forehead are gone. Do never use Botox. Botox is horrible. Putting botulism in your face, what is that going to do to your face in 20, 30 years? The doctors are just trying to get you to use it, tell you that it's safe. That way you can get a facelift in 20, 30 years because it's going to eat your face. Somebody told me in their 20s they were thinking about getting Botox because it's the cool thing to do. Do you even hear yourself? You're putting botulism in your face. Your skin is meant to move. Look at a baby. Look how pliable a baby's spine is and a baby's skin. They can reach their foot up and their toe and put it in their mouth, and you can move a baby's spine all around. That's the way my spine is now, and I feel absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, between the mudras, this product, and the catching the nectar of life, it's just mind-blowing. But this is what our ancients did to keep healthy, because when you wake up all 24 strands of DNA and you are a pulsating, vibrating being of light and you are co-creating with the sun, look at that, you still can't even see the sun. These aren't clouds. These are not clouds. This is chemical warfare and you don't even know it. I know it sounds so crazy. It sounds so crazy. Look it up. Do some research. Please do yourself a favor. Become enlightened. Enlightened on what, even if you don't care about yourself, care about your children. But truly, you need to care about yourself, because if you don't care about yourself, nobody else will either. And I've had to learn that the hard way. Looking out for number one is definitely the only way to go. Because if you can't heal yourself, this is what God's message is to the whole world right now. Stop what you're doing. Get back to nature. And realize you have all the time in the world, because all the hustling and bustling that you're doing is just fragmenting your energy, which is making you feel like the hamster in the wheel, the treadmill not getting anywhere, and you will die a very miserable death. All you have to do is stop. Go back to nature. Eat organic. It's expensive, I know. But what the non-organic GMO food does to your body, it creates decomposition faster. That's what it's meant to do, is decompose your body faster. It is just a weed that's made to look like a fruit or vegetable with some taste that is totally damaging to your body. Because when you make anything that has a nucleus and you infuse your energy into it, and your energy is not God's source, pure energy, my friends, you put your nasty, tainted energy into the nucleus of that seed. And that way, when you eat it, you're getting that tainted energy, and that's what you swallow. That is what GMO is, my friends. I got caught because there's a dragonfly that flew over my head, just because the spirit or God's just like, yep, everywhere right now, saying, preach it, preach it. And if you don't believe anything I say, just start looking it up, please. It's so important to your health. I can't even begin to tell you how important this is for your health. Remember how clear the skies were? Now how those things have spread? Those aren't clouds. Those aren't clouds at all. That's just chemical warfare. Today is a wonderful day. Do not think today is Friday the 13th is a bad day. Today is a wonderful, wonderful day. God loves you, and God wants the best for you. And to do that, you need to stop and listen to your heart, not your head, because your head is full of toxic stuff that you can't even imagine. Your energy is full of entities and things that are dark that you can't even imagine, because if you don't feel good, you're low vibration. If you're low vibration, you're a feeding cesspool for entities and lower vibrational things. Ask Archangel Michael out loud, in your head, whatever, to come in and clean your energy up. Ask Archangel Raphael to fill you full of a green, beautiful, healing energy. That's all you have to do. Know it, and it is done. You don't have to be special. You are special. Every one of you are special. You just don't even know it. You're looking for God everywhere, and God is right in front of you. God wants you to know that. And it starts with you. It doesn't start with your neighbor or your husband or your wife or your kids. It starts with you. Because if you're not healed and you don't feel good about yourself and what about you're doing, did you know that you leave an energetic imprint on everything you do every day? And if you don't like what you're doing every day, that's a negative imprint that you're leaving every day of your energy. And that's what you're telling the universe that you want, because the universe is only giving you what you're doing. Because what you're doing, you're supposed to be loving what you're doing. And if you're only doing what you hate, then the universe is going to give you more of what you hate. This is the universal energies at work. This is how the law of attraction works. Whatever you do, you're going to get more of, because you're supposed to do what you love. That's the way this is supposed to work. God has made you to come down here to do what you love. I love bringing ancient, forbidden, secret knowledge to the public. I have been doing that since I was a child. That's why I shut myself down through molestation, through manifestation of a molestation. So I could have experiences, because I was too awoken as a child. It doesn't make me any better than anybody. It just makes me the person that's bringing this information. And then I can teach everybody else how to do it too. That's the great thing. I have spent all my life, but the last 3 years in hermit mode in my house, not getting a regular job. My job was talking to God and figuring out how to heal myself. I'm a new person every day. People don't even recognize me anymore. I'd like to think I am way better than I used to be, and I am better every day. Every day when I wake up, I sage my house. And then I pray, and I'm in worship every day. I only turned my phone on this morning because I seen the chemtrails and I wanted to get proof for everybody. Now you would just think it was a cloudy day. But we've been talking, 44 minutes now? 44 is the number. Look at all the synchronicities. They're everywhere. All you have to do is ask God. If you get a lot of dragonflies around here and there's not very many, say, God, give me a sign. And then boom. Whoop, right there. I just seen a white butterfly.
White is purity. All you have to do is ask, just like the ancients used to do, the Native American Indians. So there's two butterflies right there. That was two dragonflies right there. The Native Americans, that's all they used to do, is ask and then wait. And if they felt the wind blow a certain way, so you have to get back to nature. We're so used to controlling everything, we're not used to letting God control anything. And God knows the way, we don't. We're just blind mice down here running around being stupid. Honestly. Unless we get our advice from God, we're just being stupid, running around here doing shit that we don't want to do. Get right with God. Which means, be true to yourself. There's so many ways you can, if you believe that God is an all being, God is everything. God is nature. God is people. God is every person on this planet is connected to you one way or another, because we are all, when you really think about it, God is a big ball of energy like the sun, right? And all of our souls are still with God. And there's this etherical, imaginary cord that is connected to the top of your head. And it goes clear up into God's source energy. So all of our souls are with God. So if we are clean, our soul will get pure God source energy information. Each one of us. We don't have to go anywhere to get it. And whatever you do, do not worship anybody but God. And God can only be found through you. Because only you know your truth. Because everybody's truth is different. Because everybody is supposed to experience different things. We're not supposed to be the same. We're not supposed to keep up with the Joneses. Which is funny because that was my maiden name, Jones. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to each do our different thing. But we're being programmed by the same people here to all have the same thing. I got to look better. Better, better, better. Because if I don't, then, it's just, I'm not going to be accepted. No. God wants you to be accepted for who you are. When you finally accept who you are and you're authentic to who you are, that's when you finally be accepted. Because then you don't care what anybody else thinks but God. Because God is all. And nobody else matters but God. Without God, nothing exists, right? I looked down, they told me to look down, it was 47:11. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, there's 11:11. God is great.